of this Motorsport Manager career mode as we try to take Predator Racing Group as far as we possibly can. We've done one race already, which was at Russia, and looking at that, Santa Anna finished 10th whilst Evans was 19th after his engine blew, so we've got some decent points. We're now at the Munich Grand Prix for the next event. Nothing much to talk about really. Our finances are looking pretty good. We're making a nice income every race of over $1 million. That's before we hit any sponsor targets. And the car as well, we haven't decided to fit or design any new parts just yet. I want to try and get the reliability sorted out. As you can see, pretty much everything is in the 70s and 80s apart from the engine, which I've been working on between the first two races. So we will probably take it a bit easier in this race, just run around on like medium or maybe sometimes high fuel mix. But other than that, everything is looking all right. We'll take it easy and go for the 16th or above objective. Part fitting, I don't think any of that needs to be changed. So we'll head off now for practice. As we've got the Munich Grand Prix coming up, we'll get this nice little graph that will come up in a second, just showing us the track layout with the German flag in the background. Very nice indeed. Sort of looks like a Nürburgring, doesn't it really? Certainly the back half of that track there with the chicane and then the straight as well. Looks a bit like the Nürburgring, but very nice anyway. Nice up in the hills. You've got a football pitch over there by the looks of it. Or is it a football pitch? It looks like a... No, it's a field with like hay bales in it or something. But yeah, it looks all very nice. You can see here you do have different track layouts. So in fact we're racing on the shorter one. So I don't know why it gave us the longer version there is the one that looks like the Nürburgring bit there with the chicane in the final corner and the straight. This bit just looks a bit shorter. So the Munich Grand Prix, hopefully we can get a decent result here anyway as we just wait for this to load up. I think what I'll do the practice and the race in the same episode, but I'll skip the practice. Give the cars a bit of a semi-decent setup straight away because as it's absolutely pissing down by the looks of it, so that'll be interesting. So we'll choose Santa Anna and William Evans as our two drivers for the practice session. We'll have a look at the setup now because sometimes you can wiggle it a little bit and try to move it so it's sort of in a zone that they would like. I want a very wrong way. I want a very oversteery car by the looks of it and a bit of acceleration. So that's we'll let Santa Anna work with that setup anyway and see what we can do. And now we'll go over to William Evans and do exactly the same thing there. Yeah, a bit of acceleration. Wants a bit of wing on both the front and the rear, so we'll wiggle with that. And yeah, we'll go the same way. A fairly understeery car. Leave him on the intermediates. Like I said, we'll skip practice just to see if we can get any sort of decent results. So we'll go for the instant result. I'll get this nice little graph here of this car running all the way through until we check the flag. I think it's just a 12-minute session, if my memory does serve me right. So there we go, European Racing Series, yep, we know that. Where do we finish in practice? I'm almost certain we were last and second last. So let's have a quick look here as we drag it down. Yeah, 19th and 19th and 20th, and a fair amount off the pace, so not great. A few tweets there. Predator Racing Group, you need a better driver in there, Santa Anna, unless you want to come last all season. Yeah, well, I think, well, like I said, we might get a new driver in towards the middle of the season, replacing William Evans, because he is pretty shocking, to be honest. While Santa Anna, yeah, she's all right. I mean, she got a 10th in the first race, so I'm happy with that. If she was to finish there or thereabouts, I'll be quite happy with that. These are quite handy. Engine expert, high engine modes no longer impact the condition, and the car condition drop sight is slower. So a higher engine mode doesn't affect the engine's wear, whilst this one here will choose everything on the car will get worse, slower, at a slower rate. So I think I might go for an aggressive strategy with Santa Anna, and we've got absolutely nothing for William Evans. So we'll have a look at the car setups. She's not exactly happy with everything, is she? So not too sure what to do, what worked best. Okay, poor, excellent there. So, and poor. So it looks like if we choose that one there, there we go, and then absolutely ruin the downforce. Get a shitload of downforce behind there. An absolute shed load of acceleration as well. Right, where did that need to be? That needed to be sort of down here, didn't it? So if we go, like that, and then do that, that was about right. I think, I believe, I don't know. I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure it is. You will start on the mediums, see how we do with that. Fuel, we'll keep her on 7 laps worth of fuel. William Evans will change his suspension a little bit, chuck that over there, and then yeah, put that down to that, see if that does anything. We'll also put him on the, actually we'll put him on the soft tyres because he's starting second, isn't he? So So we'll see how that goes, see if we can do anything with it. Driver strategy, right. Santa Ana I'm going to put onto push and high straight away. William Evans I'm going to leave on neutral and medium. So, because William Evans' car will get worse before Santa Ana, and William Evans as well hasn't got any mechanical expert knowledge either. So there's the grid. We've got William Evans on second place, and I believe if we bring it down there something, we should find Santa Ana in 11th, because obviously there's no qualifying, it's just practice in the race. Your qualifying position is based on your championship standing. So if you're leading away in the championship, then you start at the back, and if you have no points in your last, then you start at the front like William Evans. So we'll put this in the 2D view because it does go a bit quicker, and I don't want these videos to go on and on and on, and I do quite like this view. It's really quite nice actually. So we'll look at the weather for the race at the moment. It seems dry for the first 4 laps, and obviously the track grip will be going up as well. So we've got William Evans there on the soft tyre. He's starting to drop back now. We've got Santa Ana in 13th on the mediums, but we are pushing her forward a bit more as well. So we'll look at the car condition for Santa Ana there. Everything looks okay at the moment. William Evans will start dropping a bit quicker than Santa Ana, which is why we can push Santa Ana further than William Evans. So just see them all circulating around at the moment. 11th and 14th I think it is. So Santa Ana's dropped a few places. William Evans, we know, has dropped quite a few. As he would do, he's not the greatest driver in the world. A few drivers on the medium tyres, most are on the softs by the looks of it. So if we can just keep going at the moment, it looks like that we'll probably be pitting Santa Ana a lap earlier than William Evans, because her fuel is being used up at a quicker rate. So we're back in 16th and 19th. Evans in the space of 2 laps, he's gone from starting on the front row to plumb last. So I think for William Evans, because he's such a poor driver, we should just probably focus on just maintaining the car condition for the first few races and picking up a few points at the back, while Santa Ana we want to try and get her into the midfield. So if we can do a similar result with what we did in the first race, with Santa Ana picking up 10th and William Evans 19th, I'll be fairly happy with that really. The only reason why William Evans finished that far back was his engine blew with a couple of laps to go, otherwise he could have been a few positions higher. So just have a quick look at the moment, how things are going down there. Santa Ana in 17th, she's not really making any headway at the moment. William Evans is sort of keeping pace on 20th. Just under 3 laps left of fuel for Anna, 3.5 for William Evans, and the tyre life seems good. I think on the softs, once you get down to about 30%, is a time when you should think about pitting, as some people are already making pit stops. But with the medium tyres, you can push them pretty much right to the end of their life, and they don't really lose too much grip. So we'll certainly push these guys as far as we can. And it looks like we can definitely do both of them on possibly a 2-stop. Definitely Santa Ana on a 2-stop. We're going to take a 1 lap more. In fact, I might end up pitting them both at the end of next lap. Santa Ana would definitely have to pit at the end of next lap, but she's now up to 3rd. William Evans is now up to 4th during the pit stop cycle. These are the only 2 guys that have yet to make a pit stop, I think. So we're definitely well out of track position at the moment. As we'll bring Santa Ana in this lap, and we'll put her on a set of soft tyres, I think. And then we'll bump the fuel all the way up to the top. Park condition, yeah, as you can see here, we've still got stuff in the 60s and the 70s, so it's looking quite good. We'll go for a fast pit stop, because why not? And we'll bring her in. William Evans, I think, can I push him another lap, or shall I pit him as well? I'm not too sure really. I don't want him to lose too much time. We'll take William Evans for 1 more. Santa Ana now comes in, so she'll come in for pit stop. Fill the tank up with fuel, bolt on a set of soft tyres. And where's she going to come out? Hopefully not last, that would be quite embarrassing really. 18th, 19th, oh great. So yeah, hasn't really worked out well for us. William Evans' tyre wear is now struggling a little bit, so we'll pit him now for a set of softs again. And chuck the fuel up that much, I think. Should we go? Because he's only going to do about 6 laps, isn't he really? So we'll leave it like that. His park condition, how is that looking? Yeah, it's a little bit worse than Santa Ana, as you would imagine, because obviously he's got no mechanical knowledge to help the wear come down any less. So keep on the board with William Evans at the moment, see if we can get anything out of him. I'm expecting him to come out completely last, which is disappointing, but I think with a few laps left to go, guys will start running out of fuel, running out of tyre life, having mechanical problems. So if we can keep William Evans and Santa Ana damage and problem free, then hopefully we can slowly move up the order towards the end of the race. But 18th and 20th at the moment, once everyone has made a pit stop, is it's not great really, to be completely honest with you. But we'll keep William Evans circulating around just there at the back. We'll focus a bit more on Santa Anna because she's the one that we've got the best chance of getting a semi-decent result. She's not exactly falling away. There's quite a few people just ahead of her here, a few seconds up the road. Weather, oh, it looks like it's going to start raining very, very soon. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be perfect for us, I think, because probably at the end of next lap, we're going to have to pit both drivers for intermediates, and it will take us to the end of the race. It'd be interesting to see if some guys decide to pit this lap and put a set of wet tyres on now. Indeed, people are coming into the pits here. It'd be interesting to see if these guys in the pits put on intermediates or not. Yeah, it looks, there they are, straight away. So they know the rain is coming. They're already in for intermediates. But it is still bone dry out there, so I might push them another lap as well, because these guys that have come out at the back on intermediates are running around at the moment on a dry track. It hasn't started raining yet. There's no rain falling on the screen, so if we can time this just about right, then I think I'm going to risk it and pit them both at the end of next lap. Now it starts to rain, so if I pit William Evans now for a set of... Is it going to get wetter or drier? No, it's going to be pretty much wet to the end of the race, isn't it? So if I put William Evans now for a set of... Yeah, set of intermediate tyres now. Car condition is fine. I'm not really worried about the car condition. We have looked after him. So if we put William Evans now, please pit. He does. He now comes in for the intermediate tyres. We'll pit Santa Anna this lap as well for a set of intermediate tyres, and hopefully Santa Anna will gain a few positions. Now we've got 7 laps left, 6 when we cross the line, so if we make sure we do have 7 laps left, because obviously we're running Santa Anna at a higher fuel mix. You see the car condition is fine, it's really, really good. That nurse mechanical level 2 knowledge is really, really good actually, because you can push these guys further and harder, and it doesn't really affect the car so much. So she's in 5th place at the moment. Whoever's in 1st and 2nd have already made their stop, so they're steaming away in the front. So now it's starting to rain. Now we're going to start losing a bit of time. So in she comes now. Hopefully she doesn't come out in like 18th or 19th place. I'd like to gain a few positions. 15th place. So we have gained a few positions with Santa Anna. We've got 6 laps to go. We've got enough fuel, it looks like, for both of the guys. Tyre life should be good as well. So now we're just hoping for the guys ahead really to fall off the road. But I think Santa Anna, I think it was William Evans, his personal stats get really bad when it's wet, and Santa Anna's stats get really bad when she's battling other people on track. So there's no real positives there really. So it's a shame at the moment, but we need a bit of luck here to move up the order. We need a top 16, as you know, to pick up the £200,000 bonus. Shall I go into the 3D view, see Santa Anna for a little bit running around? There we go, there she is, between the trees, in 19th place at the moment. 18th, 19th, yeah, she's battling a few people, but it's certainly not the kind of race that we wanted for these guys. It's not going well at all really, so we just hope and pray that some of these guys, their tyre life goes off towards the end, or they start to run out of fuel. Because obviously a lot of these guys here, you can only fit 7 laps of fuel in. We pitted with 6 laps to go, but some of these guys pitted with 8 laps to go, so there might be a few, and Santa Anna locks up there. We don't want that because the tyre life gets damaged. So I'm hoping that people ahead of us start to lock up, damage the tyres, run out of fuel, have mechanical issues, something like that, because finishing in 19th and 20th is pretty, well, it's crap to be honest. I won't be happy with that at all. So it's 3 laps to go. To be honest with you, we're starting to run out of time now to see if we can make any sort of changes, see if we can make anything better. 52% tyre life for Santa Anna, 62 now for William Evans, who's now suffering from gearbox issues, but we've got 2-3 laps to go, so I'm not going to pit these guys now to fix anything. I'm just hoping and praying that people start to run out of fuel or have to pit again or whatever. At the moment, nothing is going our way. It is still going to remain wet for the rest of the race. Can we change on to wet? It's a bit pointless, mate, to be honest with you. There's only 2 laps to go. You're not going to gain anything in 2 laps. Just, yeah. I mean, the first 2 have absolutely just ran away with the race, haven't they? They're in the last sector now, coming up to the last corner to start what I think will be their last lap. Oops, Sergio Valdez has retired, so that's Santa Anna up to 18th and William Evans up to 19th. There's a few guys up here that are struggling around. Who's that? 20th. Oh, that would be Valdez when he's recovering to the pits, because obviously he's something's happened to him. Nick Chu is out of fuel, so hopefully, yeah, there we go. We're now up into 17th place because Chu's back there in 18th. Mello is out of fuel. Where's Mello on track? Down in 12th. So we've got a chance here. Look, there's guys here. Look, like I did say, there's a lot of guys that might be running out of fuel. Oh, come on, get past them, for God's sake. Come on. There we go. Right, we're up into 15th. Make that 14th, because whoever that is out of fuel. That's Mello. So Evans should move up into 15th. So we're 14th and 15th now. These guys that pitted with 8 laps to go, and obviously in 7-lap fuel tank, they weren't going to make it, were they? So more people there running out of fuel. So it looks like we're going to be 14th and 15th. I'll take 14th and 15th, because if it wasn't for everyone pitting and running out of fuel, we would have probably finished right at the very back. So it's more points. Hopefully we're not last in the championship. You know, it could have been a lot better, but it could have been a lot worse as well. I'm just happy that, you know, the car conditions for both cars held out in the end. Evans there, his gearbox was the worst, down to 27, and his front wing and his brakes were looking a bit dodgy as well. While Santa Anna's condition, nothing is in the orange there. Everything ended up in the 50s and the 60s. So that nurse, I think once the reliability is like in the 90s or even 100% for all of Santa Anna's parts, I'll pretty much be pushing her like anything. We'll go for like an aggressive fuel strategy every race, something like that, and do like maybe an extra stop so we can run softs or medium tyres all race and try to get some positions up there. So, but there we go. John's Dottier has won the race for Eastwood Motorsport. Well done for them. And we ended up with 14th and 15th in the end. So it's more points, like I said. That's the main thing. That's what helps us. But certainly we would have finished towards the back if it wasn't for people running out of fuel. See that a lot of these guys pitted with 7 laps to go. There's probably people at the back that ran out of fuel that did it with 8 laps. Yeah, look, these guys were never going to make it. So pretty happy with that. I think the next screen is the Global Motorsport Association scrutineering page. We've got no risk of rule break. I'll be surprised if anyone does. Oh yeah, no, Luigi Marchetta there, demoted 2 places after a part was found to have broken the GMA rules. So he or she did finish 7th. So there we go then, 14th and 15th in the end. That moves Santa Anna. She's gone down actually to 15th place, but William Evans still last on 8 points as well. I don't know if we'll be off the... Well, we are still last, there we go. Octane Racing, I think, would last after the first race, have now scored more points. But, you know, we're still there and thereabouts. It isn't going to be... We're not going to be setting the world alight for the first couple of races anyway. Certainly, I don't think the whole season. It's just a case of just trying to score as many points as we can, make sure that we get the reliability up there. And with the amount of money that we're making each race, hopefully by the end of the season we can start to improve the headquarters so we can get more staff in, we can develop better parts at a quicker rate, and with that we can get better performances, bring up the team marketability, which then gives us an opportunity to sign better drivers, sign better sponsors. So you know, it's going to be difficult for the first few races, half a season that's for sure, until we start to build up some sort of a semi-decent competitive team, and then from that we can move on. But I'm very aware with the money situation. I know we're going to have quite a lot as the season goes on when we sign new sponsors, and obviously if we achieve some of our bonuses during the race. And I want to be quite careful with the money. I don't want to go out there and start trying to sign insanely good drivers that are going to cost us £800,000 a race and put us into debt, because we need the whole team to be good rather than one driver who's great and the team being completely crap. So I'll end the episode there. That's 2 races done. So again, more points on the board. Wasn't a fantastic result, but it's certainly better than finishing at the back. So join us for the next part in a few days, where hopefully we can continue to score some decent points. Bye bye.